do you make of the coverage of Meghan and the fact that she is being held largely responsible for all of this?
Well, I'm pretty depressed about the coverage. I mean, when it was announced that she was joining the royal family, the engagement, I have to say I was over the moon. I felt really, really hopeful about the symbol that this sent to the world, about what this kind of country this was. I thought it was a great... Well, look, these were two people in love. It's not like a Benetton advert, but it did show a sign of sort of modernity, that you had somebody from a very different background, a woman who's biracial, of colour, black mother, coming into the royal family. And I know, growing up myself, my parents are Indian, I'm from a Muslim background. I grew up in a pretty tough part in the outskirts of Glasgow. I remember growing up in the 1970s, particularly in the 1980s, and there was a lot of racism around. What was the kind of phrase, you know, there ain't no black in the Union Jack, was the sort of thing. There's a lot of people who felt that we shouldn't have black blood mingling with blue blood of the royal family. So I think it was a kind of a great symbol. And then I have to say, after the wedding and the honeymoon period was over, I was quite dismayed, actually, at the way that the coverage went. I mean, she got quite a lot of grief in the run-up. In fact, the royal family had to say, look, back off a wee bit in terms of some of the way she was portrayed.
Well, Prince Harry had complained.
Yeah, and look, I just think...
Well, she disowned her father.
That is nothing to do with the kind of coverage that she got. So let's just...
Hang on a minute. That's exactly why the coverage turned negative.
Look at how she is
compared... Nothing to do with racism. Where has been the racism?
Let's look at the way she has been compared to, let's say, Kate. So I'm going to give you 3 examples.
This is pointless what you're about to do.
No,
you're about to take 3...
Well, hang on. You should put her on before you dismantle it.
You invited me onto the show.
Off you go.
I took up the challenge.
Absolutely
Come
right.
on, show some manners,
You're going to do
Mr.
3
Morgan.
positive stories about Kate, 3 negative ones about Meghan. I could do exactly the same in reverse.
Why don't we let Aisha do that first?
The point is about contrast. She is portrayed by certain bits of the press, not all the press, certain bits of the press, as being some sort of witch that has got into Buckingham
Who's called her a witch?
I said like some kind of witch.
What have they actually called her?
They have called her all kinds of things. And by the way,
she call her a witch.
She does. I said like, right? It was a kind of
put these things out there.
Okay,
I keep hearing...
basically... I'll give you some examples. Avocados. Kate likes avocados. Amazing, healthy snack. Meghan likes avocados. There's a piece about how she's literally like a war criminal and is supporting sort of military action and bad things happening other places.
So this was the headline in the Mail, which says that her favourite snack is fueling war over in Mexico.
And all this kind of thing. Then there's the thing about how the bump was cradled. You know, Kate cradles her bump. Everyone's like, oh, it's a lovely, warm, maternal thing. Meghan cradles her bump. It's like, ooh, look at the way she's cradling her bump.
Meghan genuinely cradled her bump in a weirder way than Kate.
That's
just a fact.
It's
a tiny, little, insignificant thing. But every mother I've talked to said the same thing.
No,
every mother, black, white,
Piers,
gender fluid,
hello.
any mother you like,
said
the same thing.
I'm a mother.
You don't see anything wrong with her.
I do not agree with your characterisation of the way that
Aisha,
you may self-identify as a penguin these days, Piers, but you have not been pregnant.
OK, let me now respond.
I mean, you might look like you are, but you're not pregnant.
Wow. Wow, Aisha. Yeah, I mean, for the fat shaming. I thought you lovely Liberals like to be all kind and sharing.
We get as good as we get where I'm from.
Here's my response to you. There's another thing going around about all the criticism I've made of Meghan Markle, all the columns. It leaves out all the times I was really positive about it, deliberately. So what Twitter has done, because Twitter always gets these things completely wrong, Twitter has gone and found positive stories about Kate and negative about Meghan. And they've said, look, proof, it's racist. What they haven't done is gone back to all the incredibly negative stories that appeared about Kate too. And far worse stuff that appeared about Camilla, Diana and Fergie. You had it 10 times worse than Meghan, and last time I checked, they were identifying as white. Now, how do you explain, if this is all racist, that Camilla, Fergie and Diana got it 10 times worse than Meghan? She's been protected like nobody in her position has ever been protected. They just had 6 weeks in Canada without a single photograph being taken of them, without any intrusion, without the press doing anything other than what they were asked to do. And their response is to tell the press, you're a bunch of racists and we're killing the royal rota.
That does not prove your point at all. So the point with Camilla is that Camilla was in a very unusual circumstance because she was having an affair with Prince Charles, right? So there was a big issue going on there was kind of wrongdoing.
You mean there was justification for criticism?
Well, there was clearly something going wrong in the fact that there was infidelity. Whether you agree with that and take a moral stance, that's the case. Similarly with Diana. What has Meghan Markle done that is so heinous, apart from not having a drink with you? Listen, I get rejection is hard.
Oh, I know.
And I know that's hard. I know that's hard for you.
The only reason I retell that story regularly is, A, full transparency. I knew her, right? And we did meet. And I believe when people show you who they are, believe them. And what happened with Meghan Markle is we got to the wedding and then all this stuff then began to come out about her. She disowned her entire family apart from her mother. None of them were at the wedding. She disowned her father, hasn't spoken to him since. Harry's never even... Hang on, you've had your say. Let me have mine. Harry's never even met his father-in-law. They've left this guy to swing in the wind in Mexico.
They've only spoken on the phone.
She's ditched most of her old friends, including people like me, who were just peripheral friends that we thought we were friends, but actually all got cut dead. Another one was in the papers yesterday. All thought they were good friends of hers. But wait, let me finish. She cut off her ex-husband, sent him the rings back in the post when he thought they were happily married. And this person's now doing what she did to her family and friends to the royal family. She's split up those boys. She's splitting up Harry from his mother. Well, you've had your say.
I know, but you've had your say. So you say
No, Harry's also to blame. Don't worry about that. I have been as critical of Harry, but people don't want to say that because they want to make it about race. They want to say that my criticism, for example, like others, is about racism. To which I say,
Piers,
where is the racism?
Okay, do you know?
You can't just say it's racist and not say where is the racism.
Your scattergun approach.
Where's the racism?
Hang on, let's back up a bit. Let's back up a wee bit, right? Your point about what she did in her previous life. Piers, we've all done stuff in a previous life. I'm sure you've had relationships that have broken down. I'm sure you've had friendships that have fallen by the wayside. I don't know the details of your family life. It's not great, and it's very sad that she's had this problem with her family. That does not make her a terrible person. So you're allowed, if you're having a difficult relationship with your family...
I'm talking about when the mood changed.
Hang on.
Mood changed. You've got to let me respond.
You wouldn't give her a chance.
When you say things, you've got to let me respond, right? That's why I wanted you to come on today. So it's an honest debate to be having. And people will agree with both of us. So let's have the debate. But it wasn't just that. That's what was the tinderbox for all this stuff that came out about her background, which I found, given what she did to me, unnervingly similar. And a really disturbing pattern emerged. Then you add all the rank hypocrisy that was going on. Then you add the secrecy over the birth of their child, which no royal had ever done before. Then you add the eco-warrior preaching about carbon footprint and catching celebrity private jets. Then you add the not allowing people to take pictures of her at Wimbledon. I know you find it exasperating.
No, I just find it...
But actually, when the taxpayers are paying for these people, they have a duty to behave in a certain way.
Come on, look, but let's just look. You're not judging her like in the same way. Andrew has just brought the most horrific. He has
and he got fired.
He
got fired and shamed.
He's not getting the grief that they are getting.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Okay, so
are you kidding me?
But then
he literally just got fired from all public life, vilified and shamed.
But
you're telling me that there's any equivalence between the way he got treated and Meghan Markle?
The way you're acting is as if she's done something even worse than that.
No, I'm saying she's been worthy of praise. Hang on, she's been worthy of the praise when she's got it, and she's had it
You've got to let me come back in.
And she's also been worthy of criticism.
You might not like her position on climate change and the wokeness, but that is her right to express a view. Prince Charles has been an ardent environmentalist.
I agree with her views about climate change.
And he's allowed
I agree with her views about climate change.
But the point is this, right?
You can't do one thing
the point is this.
and practice and preach another.
You don't like her, and I get that. And I think your personal anger has clouded your judgment. And in terms, and with respect...
You're entitled to think that.
You're entitled to think that. As a very successful, prolific, globally famous white man who's done very well for himself, and you're a great icon. Hang on, let me finish. Why
are you mentioning my skin colour?
I'm getting to the point. I'm getting to the point. You will not have experienced what people experience as, having darker skin.
Where's the racism?
Where's your...
You won't answer the question.
Where's your empathy?
Where has been the racism?
Walk a mile in someone else's shoes.
Oh, please, do me a favour.
I'm not going to do you a favour.
You can't just throw out the word racism
how many people,
and not justify it.
How many people of colour are there in the royal family? Just answer them. How many people?
Meghan Markle.
How many people are getting dogs abuse? right
all
now.
the royals get criticised.
She is getting more abuse
No, she's
than
not.
anyone
It's a
else.
complete myth.
You won't even
It's a
allow
complete myth.
Harry
You
to
won't
have
name-
the agency to say that he's... It's
All
like,
right, Aisha,
oh, this woman has come
Aisha,
along.
you
She's
are-
kind of cast some spell over him. It's
Aisha,
like, come
you
on.
can't name a single instance of the media being racist.
Yes, I did.
When?
I have said there are numbers of articles that compare Kate to Meghan on the same
And it's racist.
topic.
It's racist.
It's racially motivated.
Rubbish.
There is
Absolute rubbish.
structural racism.
All right, let's
There
bring
is
in
structural
Andrew.
racism.